All right, gang, we got Jojolion.
Yeah.
Jojolion's 89 chapters. I mean, I sound like a broken record, but 89?
I believe it. 89 chapters.
Love this cover spread.
Yes.
Really cool. Seeing this guy's back forever.
And this is like this kind of reminds everyone of like here are your important people you have to remember right now. Or
Yeah.
like it's coming more apparent that these 7 individuals, well 8 if you count the Doctor, are the most important people
Right now.
in the story or arc right now.
Which is interesting. No Kato, no other Higashikatas, but we do have Mitsuba.
Yes.
Interesting.
She hasn't been in a lot.
Well, that's not. I mean, she hasn't been in like an action role in a lot, but it is true where she pops in pretty often recently.
Yeah.
Handling the Tsurugi stuff, like she's gonna be really important for the Tsurugi plotline.
Oh no, I agree. Like that's gonna be a big kind of class thing between Jobin and Mitsuba and Tsurugi, and like what they want to do.
We start the chapter with the
Some.
the fuzz.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that food looks really good, and I'm so freaking hungry. That's really not okay.
So we have our first 3 Higashikatas we were kind of introduced to, like just sitting around.
Yeah, we've seen this a lot where Gramps and our dad, for a lot of them, is just hanging out, and they're also just having breakfast. Like this is a common scene in part 8, is the Higashikata family breakfast.
Yeah,
it's been a little bit since we've seen one, so I'm glad. I think the last one was when Tsurugi was killing Norisuke allegedly.
Yeah.
God, that was oh man.
And they're all on their phones, which is funny.
That's them.
But I think it's so their house must be huge if they didn't know what was happening with, or they didn't even see the window with that or Ojiro like broken into.
Oh, there's no way that Jobin didn't have that fixed immediately, and like he probably made up a lie for it.
Yeah,
it was in Jobin's room, right?
Yeah, I think that's where it was.
Yeah, because the plant's there. Jobin's not gonna keep it. It's by the bugs even. So
yeah.
Something interesting about the beginning of this chapter is the weather report. Not to be confused with Weather Report. Not to be confused with Weather Report The Stand. Where it has the weather and it says it's raining.
Oh, it's mentioning rain. Oh, that's great. Araki remembered his own chapter.
But also, people mention this, and I totally agree. This is some bites the dust kind of feelings right now.
Yeah.
Normal morning start. There's like a weather report going on. The weather is an important part of the plot line. Stuff's heating up.
Yeah.
And in the news, it's like, oh, the fuzz is after Josuke and Rai. And Norisuke is like, "What the hell have you been up to, kid?"
Yeah.
Where's
Josuke?
We get to Rai fixing his leg with fucking wood glue and tape.
Yeah.
This guy gets eviscerated so often.
He knows how to do it.
Oh my god, that's just hilarious. Oh, like Araki is very aware of like the memes he's creating this part. I feel like he's actively checking the internet more than usual this time.
Also, confirmation that Ojiro and his side girl die.
Yes. She looks even more blobby here than usual.
Yeah, which is interesting. Ojiro, you could have done so much better.
Nah, man. Without those fingers, he's very limited.
It's true.
In his scope.
Can't reach those places. But yeah, Rai and Josuke are discussing like about the head doctor and his power.
And they're being really smart about it. They're like, well, you know what's happening? Attacks are knocking into you. And this is one of those things where Araki's wording isn't as clear as it should be, but it's also clear enough.
Yeah.
Because the thing that's not very clear here, and they're not mentioning, that is something even as simple as a cigar can have more power to the attack knocking. And that stuff is being attracted to you. I think that's... They're saying this, but they're not using the word attracted, so it might lead to confusions later.
Yeah.
Because, like, the car is coming to them, the umbrella stand is hitting them.
The best way to see it is, like, things were already heading a certain direction, but they've been redirected to make sure they hit you almost.
And when they hit you, the impact is severely more.
Yeah.
But there's still... I want to trust Araki here, but there's still, like, a weird thing about this. Why did the guy's neck break?
So people have been talking about that, and I think the best way to say it is that like they went to the bubbles, and the bubbles took it and then popped, and then redirected onto that guy,
Um,
the force. But
it could be that I don't know, man. It's weird.
also at the same time, like if you look at this panel, it almost seems like Josuke's just like thinking about maybe that's right. Like he doesn't even sound confident,
Yeah, he's like, yeah, that sounds right.
and like that's really prominent with like the guy's neck breaking. That he's like that's the thing he's thinking about.
This neck break guy. Okay, hold on. Here's something interesting. This is the only human being who was a attack.
Yeah.
I think that's the key here. Everything else was an object. The attack didn't hit Josuke, so it bounced back to him. Maybe that's the best way of thinking about it.
Maybe, yeah.
I was thinking it's been a while since we've seen Josuke be dorky. With I feel like this has some of it just because they're in a tree, but I feel like he also hasn't hung out with Yasuo in a little bit, without being on a mission. So I hope we get to see some more Josuke dopiness soon.
Yeah.
Or some straight savagery. That's the other side of him.
It's true.
This Lamborghini tree, dude. Can we just talk? Can we just give it its due diligence, right?
Yeah. Like, what the fuck?
What the fuck? How does Araki still do it? How does he do it? My mouth was agape at the because there's another.
I saw them in the car, and I was just like, they're kind of just casually hanging out in their car, not worrying about anything.
The police.
And like the background's pretty empty, like so Araki's hiding where they are almost.
And then it's just like, this is Josuke's Lamborghini, the golden one that he won.
Yeah.
Joseph Lloyd.
Yeah.
How did they get the car up there?
I don't fucking know. The only thing I can think of is that Rai used his body as like a police system for tapes and pulled it up himself.
Could it carry a freaking car? It's a complete gag mystery. It like Araki, surely he knows that this is the most absurd thing he's done in a minute. Oh, that's so good. And the guy sees Rai, he's like, oh, okay, that's cool, man. He knows how much of a weirdo he is, that Rai likes to live in tall places. I forgot why he lives in the telephone lines. It's so he can watch the orchards, right?
I think so, yeah.
It's been a while. So they're thinking about it. They're talking about the head doctor. They find out that there's a lecture. If they go there, they're not pursuing him. I'm like, oh, that's pretty genius. And it makes sense. Like, it's not even that convenient that a head doctor would be holding a lecture that they could get to.
Right.
But this is where they got. Because they start thinking about it, and the mystery stand shows up behind Josuke, just like he did in the staircase, the same way. And it seems like once you actively start pursuing the doctor, like once you've come up with a plan to do it, because it can't just be thought, because then everyone would get killed all the time. Like, oh man, like Yasuo would be getting killed right now because she's got to be thinking about it.
Here's the other thing that's interesting is that in both times that it shows up, it's looking directly at Josuke and only Josuke.
Who's the one who thought of the plan? It was Rai.
But
it shows up behind Josuke.
And he's looking directly at Josuke.
Yeah, same exact way that it did it on the stairs. By the way, I guess we should address that your epic guess for the doctor's ability is probably wrong now, even though it was way cool.
It makes me sad, but I still like this ability.
Yeah, but like maybe you're still right. It's not too late.
But like to bring that up, I still don't think it's like a doctor's head stand.
Right. That's the weird part, right? The designs speak of the boyfriend, which is Toru, right?
Yeah. And it just, I don't know. It just seems weirdly like overly convenient, but then again, like it's JoJo, so things happen like that.
We're like, what? The stand looks like Toru, or what do you mean?
Well, like I mean, like it just like it happens almost immediately, and it seems to just be targeting Josuke. I could understand it if it showed up behind Rai this time or something.
Yeah,
but literally looking at him like directly.
Man, I can't stop thinking about how Rai fixes his legs with fucking tape. What a character. But man, I love the cast of characters. They're so fun. This is such a mystery, and Jojolion's been doing a really good job at like incorporating like the mystery aspects into the fight. Where each fight, I feel like Jojolion has more mysterious starts of fights than usual.
Yeah.
Every fight has like a chapter where it's like, a chapter or two where it's really confusing. While in other parts, yeah, there's fights like that, but like this is like every fight starts off really weird in Jojolion,
So
and that's
I'm
really cool
yeah,
because like thematically, the part is about two big mysteries. One, who is Josuke?
yeah,
Two,
yeah.
all the fruit stuff, the head doctor stuff. There's so many
What's happening?
mysteries intertwined, and like maybe Araki's not always the best at landing them. I feel like he's doing a great job so far. But you never know. He might just completely drop the ball on some mysteries.
Hmm.
But he's consistently answering some questions. But now he's incorporating it really well into the fights where like this and like ever since Doctor Wu, where like 3 or 4 of those chapters were like mystery of what the Doctor Wu stand does and also
Yeah.
what Mitsuba stand does.
Hmm.
And now we've had 3 or 4 chapters of just like what is the head doctor stand?
Yeah.
If even he has a stand.
Hmm. And so I'm looking at I'm reading through these pages, and I think what triggers it is that Josuke is the one that finally goes like that, like confirms the plan of like let's do it, kind
Yeah,
of thing.
the confirmation of the purpose of intent. If we
Yeah,
go back to the stairs, this could be really interesting. If you go back to the stair
yeah.
scene, does Josuke say, "Okay, let's head out here and get the doctor" or something?
Let me see. I'll have to like try to find it.
While you do that, I'll talk about the fact that maybe this is maybe to make this stand less overpowered. Here's the thing, though. I was like, oh, maybe it can only target Rai, or sorry, only target Josuke. But
Yeah,
actually, the first time, even though it pops up behind Josuke, the attraction ability happens to Rai more often than it happens to Josuke.
yeah. So
What
looking
is?
at like the stairs, and it just seems like they don't even say anything. They're just walking behind him, and it starts going. But it's right behind Josuke again,
Yeah.
and it's.
I mean, I guess that doesn't contradict anything because they're still actively in pursuit.
Mhm.
But maybe it could just be a rocky riding, or it could be like a thing. Why did it activate at that point? Like, did they
This
get in?
stand design, I love it so much because it's so different.
It's so cool.
It doesn't have legs. It just has like a flat platform that like it's suction cups onto a wall too.
Kind of
It has,
like Speed King the other day didn't have legs, but I swear he
yeah.
had legs before.
It also has cars as arm blades.
Yeah. But like the design is so Toru.
Yeah,
I mean the two stand theory is still the strongest, but like what is the actual deal? Who's doing what? How are they activating? There's still so many mysteries here.
yeah.
We get to the real meat of the chapter though. Josuke turns around, punches at the stand just like before. I really like that throwback.
Hmm.
They roll out of the tree, and then shit hits the floor. Where they're talking about it, they conclude that the stand appeared because they started the pursuit in action, like speaking actions. They started the pursuit, which
Hmm.
is really cool. That's like a less deadly but more bigger range bite the dust basically.
Yeah.
Which if that's just your base stand dog, that's pretty strong.
I I feel like though there has that's like a really strong stand. It's not like
I mean, this
there's no
is
its final like antagonist stand like if it is head doctors.
well, in every part, the final 3 stands are the strongest of the part. Like the part is pretty balanced until you get to the last two,
Hmm.
where you have Darby Gamer who can read your mind and cheat, while Darby Gambler doesn't have to. You have Cream,
Yeah.
which is like purely busted. You have Green Day. You have Cheap Trick. You have fucking Bohemian and
Yeah.
Underworld. Like they get like the strength level does go up at the end, and
But
this
they're
is
not but the difference is like they're not like interactive compared to like with the other stands, if that makes sense.
no, it doesn't explain.
Like for example, like the fight between Jolene and Sea Moon, like that's like a fight. Like Jolene has to figure out how to physically
Right,
defeat.
right. It's a fist fight confrontation in a way.
Because the Made in Heaven fight isn't really a fight. It's more like a resolution of Poochie's goals.
Yeah,
Like it's that's like it's an encounter, but it's not like the final like fight between everyone. And
yeah,
like with Bites of Dust and everything, it still is Killer Queen, so they still fight Killer Queen.
yeah, yeah.
So like I don't. Like Killer Queen can like protect itself physically. Like I don't see how this could protect itself physically.
Well, I mean, this isn't. That's what I'm saying. This isn't the final boss stand. This is Green Day.
I know that I'm saying like there's no way like the head doctor, if this is a stand, that he's the main antagonist at this point.
People who think the head doctor is the main antagonist, like, how can you not believe it's Kato or Jobin? Like, it so has to be them in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And Tsurugi. Poor
Yeah.
Tsurugi. Now, fusing this stand where stuff that's coming at you suddenly becomes more dangerous.
Yeah.
With the weather forecast and the timing of the pursuit, this is one of the tensest JoJo arcs already.
Right.
Because Rai just gets obliterated from the first raindrop.
Mm-hmm.
And thank God that it's not Josuke, because Rai can put himself back together, more or less.
And then Josuke gets hit too. Like he gets like straight through the thigh.
Yeah.
And like like through his hat and everything, and it cuts his eyebrow and everything. Like
he got it pretty good there. Oh man, I'm already in love with this fight. And he uses. I love using soft and wet to absorb the blows, but I also love how it didn't last.
Yeah.
And this goes back to why did it reflect before? This isn't a human to human interaction. It's a water to human, right?
Right.
So it doesn't have another human to bounce back to once it failed to hit Josuke. So I think that follows.
And now they're in the police car.
I fucking love that they just end up in the police car now. This is such a JoJo scenario, man. I love it. Short chapter, but fantastic chapter. Really liked it.
So I think the name of this chapter was called Dangerous Pursuits.
Yeah, Dangerous Pursuit Part 1.
Yeah. Which is the name of a Jumping Jack Flash song. So that might be the name of the stand.
Makes sense. But there was also... Apparently they renamed the Doctor chapters where they're chasing him to the Miracle of You or something like that. So that's like another... Wait, but hey, maybe that's 2 stands.
Mm-hmm.
So... I'm thinking Toru stand. God, man. I don't think Toru stand is the attraction stand.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the head doctor.
Yeah.
But what is Toru doing?
I feel like if this isn't Toru's stand then has to deal with manipulation of people's emotions. Because whenever he touches Yasuo, she gets this like weird feeling and like kind of like seems to like be very not submissive but very willing to listen to him. And
she's usually rattled up, but she calms down whenever he touches her, and like she starts reminiscing over their time together if it exists.
Mm-hmm.
This is really big conundrum, man. I really hope Araki isn't dicking us around, because like I'm really engaged right now.
Yeah, I can already imagine them going like, "Listen, we can't get out of the car. You need to drive us to here."
I cannot wait. This is going to be such a fun interaction with these cops. They're like, "We can't find this Josuke and Rai guy," and then they just walk into your car. That's some vintage shit right there.
Mm-hmm.
Araki truly is the Quentin Tarantino of manga. I'm not even that wrong.
Stealing Pulp Fiction and everything.
Yeah. Oh man, good shit. I could keep theorizing about the stand, like, but why does it show up behind Josuke if it's an emotional stand and it seems like an automatic stand, which is that's a big theme of part 8. A lot of the stands are weaker, but they're like a lot more psychological automatic style.
That kind of makes me think like it's almost triggered on Josuke. Like they it's like locked on the Josuke and just habits everything around them.
Well, if it's emotional based,
yeah.
What emotion is Josuke feeling? There's no correlation there, you know, like, because he was just walking in the stairs.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe he was feeling jealousy at the time. But I mean, he's not feeling jealous now.
Maybe like anger or something. Oh, head doctor might be Mystery Man.
But older.
Yeah, or something.
I guess. I Mystery Man and the Jesus Bite are the 2 mysteries where I'm giving Araki a mulligan. I don't think he's bringing them back.
Yeah.
I think Mystery Man was like an early Jobin or Damo design, and the Jesus Bite is just a scrap plot line.
That might also been Josefumi design.
Josefumi looks so different though.
I know.
I don't know about that one, Chief.
I early design concepts. I mean, Ansui was a girl at first.
Yeah, I mean, he has the hair clip of Jobin, I think, as I recall.
Okay. Yeah.
I'd have to look at his design again, but I remember someone mentioning that. Yeah, I don't know, dude. There's no correlation. I I keep trying to say it's two different stands, but like it only makes sense if it's one so far.
Yeah. I don't think it's two different stands. It's one stand.
And then the head
Like,
doctor just doesn't have a stand, or maybe his stand is like simultaneously existing alongside Toru or something.
what if the stand only activates if you take a harmful attack against the stand, which is why they keep triggering it.
If it only activates if you take a harm. Oh! Oh, fuck.
Because the exact same thing happened with
The
Josuke and them
stairs.
when he realized it, and he hits it, and then all the stuff starts happening. But that might just also be kind of whatever.
That's there's a correlation in both cases. The stance shows up because you thought of the pursuit, but to balance out how strong it is, it only fully activates on you once you attack it.
Mm-hmm. And then it's like the Remy or the street
Yeah.
where like if you turn them around and you see it. Also, confirm that stands have reflections. That's fun.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, because he sees it in the mirror.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
His eyes can perceive spirits, so why not?
Can you take a picture of a stand and it shows up in the picture?
Bradley's going to hate this.
Yeah.
That's not how light works, guys.
They're just ghosts.
Jesus.
But like seriously, if you take a picture of a stand and you give it to a stand user, can they see the stand in the picture?
Yes.
Can they?
Yes. I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
Araki even once said that like if you looked at no, that's not the same thing. Never mind. But
Jesus. Rai just loses his fucking finger that he just reattached.
well, that hand's already missing fingers too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that continuity has stayed.
Yeah.
But I guess hopefully it's not bad enough to where you can't piece it. Oh wait, no, that's a new finger. Right, no.
Well, he did fix his legs, so
The fingerless hand is on the other arm, I think.
yeah, that's what it is. It's on the other hand.
Jesus Christ, I hope he doesn't lose this one too.
Yeah.
Remember when Rai almost died, and like I was like, "Holy shit!" You got
6 different times.
and then he's just like a pile of eyes and wires. He's like, "No, kill me, Josuke." All right,
like up close shots of like Josuke's eyes here.
they're very beautiful, and I mean they're a defining feature of his character.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're split if you're zoomed in.
Yeah, in the color versions, it does a really better job of doing that because of the coloring, obviously.
Yeah.
But, anyways, I think that's all we can talk about for this chapter. It's short. It's just an exciting start to a new arc.
Man, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Jojolion has been all 5 out of 5s for a long time now.
Yeah, like as soon as like Vitamin C hit, it's just been fucking fire.
Yeah, I don't. People be crazy if they're like, oh man, well we know what Josuke is. Why are we even here? Do we have a main villain yet? That's in every single new chapter threat.
I know it doesn't matter.
Bitch, we've had one since Beetle Tendency, and also there's gonna be like 7 main villains. So prepare your butt.
Yeah.
Funny Valentine's showing up at the end. High voltage too, baby.
Actually, right. No, it's Diavolo, King Crimson.
Well, I mean, people are like, King Crimson's gonna show up this part because of all the King name stands.
Which I could see happening.
Yeah, that makes sense. The Killer Queen's already come back. Of course, King Crimson's gotta come back.
Yeah.
But if Made in Heaven comes back in part 9, and that's the last part, and that's just like shit hits the fan.
It goes back to Jonathan.
No. It flashes forward, and it's like just Jonathan playing with Danny, and he's in the new art style, and it's fucking bizarre.
Yeah, he just rewrites all of Phantom Blood.
Honestly, do it.
Do it, Rocky.
It could be great. All right, I need to go turn on the AC and eat. So that's all we have, folks. That's a 3-hour, 40-minute podcast, I think.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I am not doing that much warm. And we also talked a lot about both Jojolion and One Piece.
Yeah.
All right. Goodbye, everybody. Enjoy.